Being an artist different the scene, you have enough positiveness and enough negativeness. You understand? Not only an artist, as a public figure. You see, people would like to determine the way you should do or what you should do or how you should be different the scene. But I see myself as being myself. You know what I'm talking about? Just being myself the way the creator says it's supposed to be still seen. Yeah, you know?
Gregory Isaacs was a man whose voice seemed almost effortless. Soft, smooth, and filled with emotion, he became one of the greatest singers Jamaica ever produced. While many reggae artists built their careers on powerful political messages or Rastafarian spirituality, Gregory chose a different path. He sang about love, heartbreak, longing, and the emotions that everyone experiences. His music made people feel understood, and his relaxed style earned him the nickname, the Cool Ruler. But behind the elegant suits, the gold jewelry, and the international success was a man fighting a battle that would haunt him for most of his adult life. Cocaine addiction would slowly take away much of what his incredible talent had earned him. His story is one of extraordinary success, painful addiction, missed opportunities, and an unforgettable musical legacy. Gregory Anthony Isaacs was born on July 15, 1951, in Kingston, Jamaica. He was raised in a working-class family in one of the city's rough neighborhoods during a time when poverty and crime were common realities. Jamaica had only recently gained independence from Britain, and opportunities for young people were limited. Music became an escape for many teenagers, and Gregory was no different. Even as a child, people noticed that he could sing. Unlike many performers who relied on loud voices or dramatic performances, Gregory possessed a natural smoothness. He didn't have to force emotion. His voice carried warmth and sincerity without ever sounding strained. As a teenager, he admired American soul singers such as Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, and Curtis Mayfield.
Sam Cooke was one of my favorites, to be frank, you know?
Okay.
So I listen to music on a worldwide basis too, you know? All kind of music,
Right.
as music.
What, if you say outside of reggae, what would be your favorite sound?
Well, as I say, I listen to all form of music differently, because music is a worldwide language. I don't know, it's speaking to the human ears, you know? See, it's only language out there can hear that, and know something, that language named music, you know? See, yeah, man, I love classic, man, classic ballad, man. Also come love to jazz, funk, anything.
Their influence can be heard throughout his career. Gregory loved how they could tell stories through music without shouting. He learned that sometimes the quietest voice could leave the strongest impression.
When you own that guy, I surely sing my soul. 'Cause I am only man, I really love you so.
This would become one of the defining characteristics of his own style. By the late 1960s, while still a teenager, Gregory was determined to make a career in music. His earliest recordings did not become major hits, but producers immediately recognized that his voice was different. It was smooth, controlled, and emotionally believable.
It is an inborn concept, right? It is born between me and towards my living, you know, my lifestyle, you know. I represent John Public. Whenever time the public is pleased, I'm pleased. So it's my duty to please him, right? Live into the presence of the people.
Rather than waiting for success to come to him, Gregory worked relentlessly. He recorded with several producers, performed wherever he could, and gradually built a reputation within Jamaica's growing reggae scene. During the 1970s, reggae music was becoming internationally famous. Many artists focused on political struggles, poverty, social justice, or Rastafarian beliefs. Singers like Bob Marley brought reggae to audiences around the world through songs of resistance and hope. Gregory Isaacs respected those artists, but he chose a different direction. Instead of singing primarily about politics, he focused on romance. His songs explored falling in love, losing love, jealousy, heartbreak, loneliness, and desire.
Infected with the bondage. Oh yeah. Then I was set from that I know. So please take me to the border.
This style became known as lover's rock, and Gregory became its greatest voice. His music stood apart because of its intimacy. Listening to Gregory Isaacs often felt like listening to someone whisper directly into your ear. He rarely pushed his voice to its limits. Instead, he allowed the lyrics and the melody to carry the emotion. His ability to sing slightly behind the rhythm gave his music a relaxed, almost floating quality that became instantly recognizable. His appearance also made him different from many reggae performers of the time. While other artists embraced military clothing or traditional Rastafarian attire, Gregory preferred tailored suits, polished shoes, stylish hats, and expensive jewelry. He carried himself with elegance and confidence. His calm personality and fashionable appearance earned him the nickname the Cool Ruler, a title that stayed with him for the rest of his life. Another reason Gregory stood out was his determination to control his own career. Rather than depending entirely on record companies, he started producing and releasing much of his own music. This gave him creative freedom at a time when many Jamaican artists had little control over their recordings. He released an incredible number of singles and albums throughout the 1970s, building one of the largest catalogs in reggae history. By the end of the decade, Gregory Isaacs had become one of Jamaica's biggest stars. His popularity spread rapidly to the United Kingdom, where reggae had developed a massive following. British audiences embraced his romantic style, and his concerts regularly sold out. His records sold in large numbers across Europe, North America, and the Caribbean. His career continued to grow, and he became one of reggae's most successful international performers. Then came the album that would define his career. In 1982, Gregory released Night Nurse. The title track became one of the most recognizable reggae songs ever recorded. The song wasn't simply about a nurse. It was about comfort, longing, healing, and emotional vulnerability. Gregory's gentle delivery transformed the lyrics into something timeless. Decades later, Night Nurse remains one of the most beloved reggae songs ever made. The album introduced Gregory to an even wider international audience and cemented his reputation as one of reggae's greatest vocalists. From the outside, his life appeared perfect. He toured internationally, earned large amounts of money, enjoyed celebrity status, and lived the lifestyle many musicians dream about. But behind the scenes, another story was unfolding. Like many successful entertainers during the late 1970s and early 1980s, Gregory found himself surrounded by drugs. Cocaine had become increasingly common within the music industry. What likely began as occasional recreational use slowly developed into a serious addiction. As with many addictions, the problem grew gradually until it began controlling every aspect of his life. Gregory later spoke openly about his cocaine addiction, admitting that it had consumed much of his life and career.
So all those things that I've been through, there's one thing I'd like to say to use them, see it? It's a drugs, but if you keep it from that, see it? I've been through it different, I know the roads different, the scene. It's dangerous, so you might talk about scene and guns, eat after that too.
The addiction became incredibly expensive. It is widely believed that he spent millions of dollars feeding his habit over several decades. Money that could have secured his future disappeared almost as quickly as he earned it. The addiction affected every part of his personal and professional life. Recording sessions became difficult to organize. Concert promoters could no longer rely on him to arrive on time or perform consistently. Friends watched him change. Family members worried constantly. People close to him tried to help, but addiction is rarely something that can be solved simply through good advice or strong willpower. As his drug use increased, Gregory also found himself in trouble with the law. Over the years, he faced several arrests involving drug possession and weapons offenses. These incidents damaged his reputation and made some promoters reluctant to hire him. Although his fans remained loyal, The music industry became less forgiving. Opportunities that once came easily began disappearing. Perhaps the greatest tragedy was that Gregory never lost his voice. Even during the darkest periods of his addiction, he could still walk onto a stage and captivate an audience within moments. Fellow musicians often commented that his natural talent remained extraordinary. His gift had never left him. What addiction stole was consistency. It prevented him from fully reaching the heights that many believe he was capable of achieving. Despite these struggles, Gregory never stopped making music. Throughout the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s, he continued recording albums and touring around the world. Few reggae artists have released as much music as Gregory Isaacs. His catalog contains hundreds of songs, many of which remain favorites among reggae fans today. What made his story especially heartbreaking was that people genuinely wanted him to succeed. Fans understood he was battling addiction rather than simply making bad decisions. They continued buying his music and attending his concerts because they believed in the artist beneath the addiction. Every strong performance reminded people of the brilliance that still existed within him. As the years passed, Gregory's health began to decline. Decades of heavy smoking and cocaine use took a serious toll on his body. He developed lung cancer, yet he continued performing for as long as he physically could. Even while undergoing treatment, music remained central to his life. Performing wasn't simply a career. It was part of who he was. On October 25, 2010, Gregory Isaacs died in London at the age of 59 after battling lung cancer. News of his death spread quickly across Jamaica and throughout the international reggae community. Tributes poured in from musicians, producers, fans, and public figures around the world. Many described him as one of reggae's finest singers, while others reflected on the tragedy of seeing such immense talent struggle with addiction for so many years. Although Gregory Isaacs is no longer alive, his music continues to inspire new generations. Artists from reggae, dancehall, R&B, hip-hop, and soul have sampled his songs, covered his recordings, and cited him as a major influence. His distinctive vocal style remains one of the most recognizable sounds in reggae history. His legacy also serves as a powerful lesson. Gregory proved that talent alone cannot protect someone from addiction. Fame, money, and worldwide admiration cannot solve personal struggles. At the same time, his life demonstrates the incredible power of music. Even during his lowest moments, the beauty of his voice continued to bring comfort and joy to millions of people. When people remember Gregory Isaacs today, they remember far more than his addiction. They remember the man who transformed lovers' rock into an international phenomenon. They remember the elegance, the effortless confidence, and the unmistakable voice that could express heartbreak with remarkable tenderness. They remember songs that have stood the test of time and continue to be played more than 40 years after they were first recorded. The cool ruler may have fought battles he never fully overcame, but his music achieved something few artists ever accomplish. It became timeless. New listeners continue to discover Gregory Isaacs every year, often beginning with Night Nurse before exploring the rest of his remarkable catalog. They hear the same smooth voice that first captivated audiences in Jamaica decades ago, and they understand why he remains one of the greatest reggae singers who ever lived. Gregory Isaacs' story is ultimately one of contrasts: extraordinary success alongside painful personal struggle, worldwide fame alongside private addiction, incredible artistic discipline alongside self-destructive choices. His life reminds us that even our heroes are human. They can inspire millions while fighting battles invisible to the people cheering for them. Yet despite everything he endured, Gregory Isaacs left behind something addiction could never destroy: his music. His recordings continue to comfort broken hearts, celebrate love, and introduce new generations to the unmistakable sound of one of reggae's most gifted voices. That is the legacy of Gregory Isaacs, the cool ruler, whose voice will continue to live on long after the struggles that defined so much of his life have faded into history.
If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another deep dive into the lives of music's greatest legends. I'd also love to hear your thoughts. What is your favorite Gregory Isaacs song, and which part of his story impacted you the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read as many of them as I can. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, take care of yourselves, keep the music alive, and I'll see you in the next video.